Hi guys, if you've been watching my videos lately, you know that my wife passed away about a month ago now, and I was able to get up and speak in front of people at her memorial service. Now, that's probably only the second time that I've ever got up and spoke in front of people. I did that at my grandmother's memorial, but that was probably about 15 years ago now. So, I mean, I talk to a camera all the time, and so I thought, okay, I'm used to talking. I can get up and I should be fine. But there was probably about 150 people there. People just kept coming and coming, and people were standing up all along the back of the church and even out the door. And I remember I was pretty nervous, and I started thinking, this is kind of different than talking to a camera. I think the big thing is, once I got going, I was pretty good, but then I kind of had there was kind of a long pause in the middle there for a little bit where I had to kind of collect my thoughts. I kind of told one story, and then I wasn't sure what I was going to say next, so I had to think a little bit on my feet. And then once I kind of figured out what I wanted to say, then I started talking again, and I thought I kind of really didn't do a very good job. But later on, everyone said, that was fine. You looked like you were just collecting your thoughts and figuring out what you wanted to say next. Like, I do that all the time when I'm talking to the camera, but I can turn the camera off or even just leave it running and just edit that part out, so it's just all, edited together. But when you're up there in front of people, you can't do that. You're thinking on your feet and everything's live. And but I wanted to do it. I was nervous to do it, but I really wanted to. I mean, I knew her better than anybody, so I had a few stories to tell and things like that. And I knew that if I didn't do it, I would feel worse than if I got up there and kind of messed it up. But a lot of people said, I really admire the way you got up there and, held yourself together and everything. I couldn't have done that. So, I'm happy that I did it. So, I mean, talking to a camera is, it is similar, but when you're up there in front of people, you see all these people everywhere. And for me, it's like I'm not quite sure where to look. And then sometimes if I start to look at any one person, it kind of makes my mind start to wander, or I lose my concentration, where when I'm standing here talking to a camera, there's nobody here. I'm just talking to a camera. But even when I started doing this in the beginning, if there was people around or whatever, it would make me like real nervous. It was hard for me to do it, like, oh, someone's over there listening, I don't want to do it. But I've kind of gotten used to it, where I can even do it outside, out in public, whatever. And if there's people standing around, somebody watching or whatever, it doesn't really bother me that much anymore. In fact, one time at our old place, I was outside doing a video, and there was a lady walking way down the sidewalk, and she turned around and started looking. So I guess I must speak fairly loud now. I mean, I get when I'm talking to the camera, I sort of get my energy level up, and it's, I guess I talk fairly loud. Another funny story about that too is when we lived at the other place, my stepdaughter was over one day, and she was in the bedroom with my wife when I was doing a video, and she started laughing, and my wife says, what's so funny? And she's just like, listen to him go. He used to be so quiet. Now he's just blah, 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 blah. So I guess doing these YouTube videos has kind of brought me out of my shell. I did used to be super quiet and super shy. So, one reason I started wanting to do YouTube is because I have thoracic outlet syndrome. And I've had it for almost 40 years now. I had things that I wanted to say about it that, shut up, cat, that might help people, but I can't really type because my hands don't work too good, so I wasn't able to type. So I thought, gosh, it'd be so much easier if I could just turn on a camera and talk. So that's how it all came about. And then I started playing around, threw in a few cooking videos, and people seemed to like that, so I started a separate cooking channel, and that's how the whole thing came about. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.